Focused Hands, and in today's episode we're going to be diving in again to the knocking noise coming from the rear of the 2016 Nissan Rogue, and I'm going to be trying to figure out what this noise actually is going on with the car. Right now I have the wheel off, as you see, and I'm looking at the rotors, the calipers. The calipers are brand new. The brakes are still in pretty good condition. Let me get down here. You can see they're still in pretty good condition. They will need to be changed, I would say, in another maybe 10,000 miles. I mean, you really can't see that because there we go, 10,000 miles or so, maybe less. But today's thought process is to look at the caliper pins. I had a comment, someone in my comment section say that they changed out their caliper pins and they got the popping noise to go away. And I do remember, per se, these caliper pins on mine kind of sticking a little bit. So that could be the cause of our popping noise. Past that, we'll kind of diagnose, as we think of things to fix this issue. So let's go ahead and take off these caliper pins and look at them, see if they're actually greased. I think I used like some forward silicone in these, probably a bad idea. And I'm probably going to get like some liquid silicone, clean it all out, the boots and everything, and spray that liquid silicone in there and see how that works. So let's take all this off, or at least the caliper pins, pull off the caliper, set it off to the side, and see what those caliper pin bolts look like. Stay focused. Alright, so I got the caliper pins out and the boots that go on them. These caliper pins have seen some better days, and I also noticed that the caliper, like in the front of the car, it doesn't slide back and forward. I need to check the other side to see if that's even a thing on this car, but I'm not getting much movement out of the caliper as I try to push it, side to side to see if the brakes actually can move freely as you hit the brake pedal. It's kind of just not doing anything. So that's interesting. Like I said, I'm gonna go clean these up, and then we're gonna put this back together and see if that gives me some freedom, and we'll kind of just diagnose from there. So let's get that going. All right, so I have this silicone lubricant, industrial strength, that I picked up several years ago. I'm going to use this as my point of contact. I'm going to spray the caliper pins over here, but I'm also going to spray inside of the caliper bracket, these little holes here. I'm going to spray in there. Don't get anything on the brake system. You obviously don't want to do that. That'd be a very bad day for you. To clean that out and hopefully get some kind of movement out of this thing. Yeah, so that's the point of contact. All right, so everything's back together, and this literally doesn't move left or right, which I don't think that it's supposed to do that, because these caliper pins and how it's designed, I don't think that this one actually goes left or right. What I did see in here is nothing of importance, actually. The brakes are just barely touching the rotor. All right, and I can turn this. I think the emergency brake is on, so it's kind of hard to move, but there's a little bit of tension, just a little bit. See that little bit of space between the brakes and the rotors right there? So that's fine. I don't see any other issues I can think with this for the disc brake. If this turns out to be popping again, I'm gonna have to go internal and look at the drum brake system inside of the rotor because remember, your Rogue does have both a drum brake and a disc brake braking system. So I've already, in episodes, if you've been keeping up with the Rogue stuff, I've changed out the shock absorber, because I thought that might have been it. It wasn't the shock absorber. So the Rogue got brand new shock absorbers for no reason. And the next thing we'll be looking at some of these suspension components, like right here, kind of looking at that, seeing what's going on there. I obviously don't want to put too much pressure on that, or because that'd be a dumb way to die. But that has my interest. And looking back here at everything else, there's nothing here that stands out to me that could be an issue without getting this thing up on the jack, up on a lift, and kind of doing a full inspection. So I'm gonna put the tire back on and see what happens on a drive. If it stops popping, then maybe it needs to be greased. If it doesn't, then I said, the next thing will be kind of looking to see what's going on with the brake, the drum brakes. And I hate drum brake systems, but some cars have both, which is weird for 2016 and up. Anyway, let's get everything back on and go out and test it. Stay focused. All right, so my junior helper decided he wanted to come along for the test to make sure it was right. So we're gonna set out for this. My emergency brake was on, so that would prevent it from moving, in and out. So it should be moving in and out. We'll see what happens. So I'm actually interested. Got 104,000 miles on this thing. It's been pretty good so far. Pretty good. All right, so we just got back from that drive, and it actually, oh, my finger's all over it. The car performed very well. I didn't hear any popping coming from the driver's side rear. When I backed out of the driveway, I did hear one popping noise, but that felt more rear. It was rear driver's side for sure, but it sounded and felt like a suspension component. When I got out on the road and started driving, I didn't hear any popping whatsoever, and I kind of aggressively slammed on the brakes and whatever to see if I could get the popping noise to come out. And you that might have this, that it's sporadic. It's not something that will happen instantaneously once you pull out of the driveway, and sometimes it does. So I'm going to test this over the next week and a half, and then I'll check back in my next video to do an update about this, to see, or to let you know if this actually fixed the problem for me. So because right now it seems like it is no popping. It feels and stops great. I'm excited for this being the issue that has been fixed. And shout out to the subscriber, hopefully, that kind of put me on the right path for this, from their experience. Probably shouldn't use silicone, or that the thick silicone for the caliper pins. Probably the spray-on stuff could be what fixed this. So kudos to you, whoever you are, for your input on this, and hopefully this is a point of interest for those that still have the knocking noise coming from the driver's side or passenger side rears. Hopefully this is a fix for you. Anyway, if you like this kind of content, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Be back with some more focus stuff, dog stuff, and firearm stuff pretty soon. So stay focused. Peace.